Well, I had a big crop of yellow bell peppers this fall, and in this video I'm going to show you how I roasted and preserved a whole bunch of them. This method works whether you've got just 2 peppers that you're doing for a recipe, or you got like 20 peppers like I've got here where you want to roast a whole bunch of them. I would do it the same way no matter how many peppers I have. And this works well with different kinds of peppers. As you can see, I've got a couple of different kinds here. One is yellow bell peppers. Those are the sweet bell peppers. And these other ones are the yellow banana peppers. They're a sweet, thin-walled pepper. But this would work with green peppers, red peppers, purple peppers, brown peppers, whatever you got. Cook them this way. As you can see, some of these peppers have a little bit of green on them still. They're not fully ripe, but the frost came and the plants died, so it's time to pick the peppers, whether they're ripe or not. They're still going to be good even though they're half ripe. Since these are my backyard garden peppers and they definitely were not on the ground, there's really no need to wash them because the heat from roasting them would kill anything that's on them anyway, but I'm going to just give them a quick rinse. If you get them from the store, you probably definitely want to wash them and of course remove the stickers that might be on them. But just a quick rinse with cold water just to get any little bugs or whatever might be on them. And I'm going to put them on this cookie sheet here with a paper towel underneath just to absorb the excess water, but they don't really need to be dry for this cooking process. I just didn't want water puddling everywhere. That's why I have the paper towel there. They definitely do not need to be completely dry, so you don't need to spend time drying them off at all. So while I was washing those peppers, my grill was preheating to medium-high heat, and I'm just going to put these peppers directly on the dry grill grate. No oil, no seasoning, no nothing, just heat and peppers. That's what I'm going to do here. And I'm just going to make a single layer of peppers so that they're all touching the grill grates, and then close the lid. Now at about every 5 minutes or so, I'm going to come back and give them a turn. Give them about a quarter turn each time. What I'm looking for is to get some of these grill marks and char marks on the peppers. And peppers have this papery outer skin that will separate from the flesh underneath when some high heat is applied to them. And the char marks you're seeing here are that outer papery skin getting charred, not the good pepper flesh underneath. The pepper flesh underneath the papery skin has a lot of water and it's not going to burn. But I do want that papery skin on the outside to burn and to fall off. And with high heat like this, that papery skin will separate from the underlying flesh. So about every 5 minutes I'm going to come back and give the peppers a turn just so I can get some browning and some cooking on all the sides. As you can see, these smaller peppers get done faster than the larger peppers. They're thinner walled and they don't need to cook as long. And you can see the papery skin there that's separating from the soft flesh underneath. That's exactly what I want. And that papery skin is just going to peel right off in the next step. But these smaller, thinner peppers are done. I'm going to go ahead and pull these off of the grill and they'll just sit there on the pan while the rest of the peppers finish cooking. And I'm not cooking the peppers all the way through until they turn into a pile of mush. I want them to still have some body to them yet. I just want them to be hot and cooked enough just so that the papery skin separates from the flesh, and then I'm going to stop cooking them. I don't want them to turn into mush. So all in all, after about 20 minutes on medium-high heat, flipping them around every 5 minutes or so, this is what I'm left with. And they're soft but still firm. They're not mush, and there's lots of good charring going on there, and that papery skin is just falling off, and we're going to finish pulling it off here in the next step. But before I can do that, these peppers need to cool. So I'm just pulling them off the grill onto that cooking sheet, and I'm just going to let them sit on the counter for about 20 to 30 minutes until they are cool enough to touch with bare hands. Once the peppers are cool enough to touch, now it's time to remove the skin. I like to wear gloves for this process, but it's definitely not required. I mean, if you're using spicy peppers, you probably definitely want to wear gloves, but I just like it for easy cleanup purposes. But there's a couple of ways you could do this to get the skin off of these peppers. The first way is just with your fingers. You can just grab the little edges that are peeling up and just kind of pull them off and pick them off. That is a little tedious though. I found a kind of a more efficient way to do that would be to use the back of a tool, whether that be either a knife like I've got here. I've got this knife that I've got has kind of a curved back edge to it, and it works really good to just scrape down the side of a pepper and it just pulls that papery skin and those charred bits right off. Another option would be just like a teaspoon. You could just run a teaspoon down the sides of the pepper just like I was with the back of the knife, and that gets the job done as well. I like the knife because then I don't have to switch back and forth between tools. I can just scrape the skin with the back of the knife and then cut the pepper with the sharp edge. So after the skin's all scraped off, and it doesn't have to be every single molecule of charred skin removed, a little bit on there is an okay thing, and it actually adds a little bit of good flavor to the pepper. But after the skin is off to my satisfaction, then I'm just going to go ahead and remove that top part where the stem and lay the pepper flat on the cutting board. As you can see, there's lots of seeds on the inside there. I'm going to use the same back of the knife to just go ahead and push those seeds off of the flesh of the pepper. You can use the spoon or whatever tool you have in your kitchen that you think would work best for this process, but I've found just laying it flat like that and using something to push the seeds away from the flesh of the pepper works pretty good. It's definitely better than trying to pick the seeds off with your fingers. Now if you're going to use these in a recipe, then you're done. You've got your roasted bell peppers and they're ready to be used in your recipe. As for me, this is a lot of peppers here, and I'm going to preserve them for later use. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm just going to portion them into quart size freezer bags and put them in the freezer. I'm just going to put probably maybe 5 to 6 peppers worth into each quart size bag. And once I get the bags all filled up, I'm just going to lay them flat and just kind of move the peppers around inside the bag so that they lay flat. And that'll store nicely in the freezer. I can just stack them real nice in the freezer, and they'll just last for a long time in the freezer. Frozen roasted peppers can be useful in lots of recipes. I'm probably going to use them in chili, probably in some beans, and definitely in some roasted pepper hummus. Stay tuned for those videos coming soon. But I hope you found that useful. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. See you on the next one.